all I'm doing is tapping gas almost the entire time. Because you can't control fast speeds. Like, it's just... Oh. Welcome to Remember 64, where this week we channel our inner road rage to survive the zombie apocalypse. Welcome to the show, everyone. My name is David Petrangelo, and when the zombies do rise, I'm definitely going to be driving more effectively than I do when I play this game.
And I'm Ouija. Or I guess I should be like making the weird noises that they do. I don't know. Oh man. Yeah.
Oh man, all of that are all just somewhat vague quips and references to our level 14 game of Carmageddon 64. We'll be your hosts for this adventure as we collect, play, and discuss the classic Nintendo 64 console with you and other fellow nerdy guests, and the games along the way as well. So, this week, yes, we are talking about Carmageddon 64, how we landed on this title specifically. I don't really know. I think we were just looking through titles and just said, you know what? I think this one looks like one we should play.
I know for a fact what made us settle on this title, and it's the fact that Titus published it, and we're both like, ooh, that's bad. Because we wanted to try and find, like, let's maybe find something that, like, isn't good again. Because we tried that, and we found something good. By mistake.
Yeah.
So, like, let's try and find something bad. Ooh, we hit it. Oh, we found it.
That's just a little tease to pretty much how we're feeling about the game. And you know what? I think we're on the same page as a lot of people. So it's not fun to find a bad game. Like, I don't like poo-pooing on someone's game. I don't want to shit all over someone's good work, because people try hard to make these games and they work their butts off, and like, it sucks, but if it doesn't turn out, it doesn't turn out. Like, that's just the way it is.
I kept making Sean Baby jokes because of the game art, and there's actually something that he said once, because he had the back column in Electronic Gaming Monthly for years, and sometimes, and like, his reviews basically just didn't count even when he got stuck on a review. And he said that, like, some people would be mad at him, and when he'd tear their game apart and come up to him, be like, man, come on, man. And he's like, but some people would be like, no, dude, I got stuck on That's So Raven, and I had like 4 months to make that game, and it was awful, and thank you for trashing it. So,
okay.
There's different levels, different gradients in how developers deal with the projects they get put on sometimes, I guess.
Right. So, as always, we're going to bust out the history books, everyone.
I'm learning.
But instead of doing 3 things like we normally do or have done in past levels and episodes, I actually want to head to an IGN interview that happened just a few months before the game's release. The game was released in 2000. This interview happened in November of the year before.
Okay.
And there are a couple of people that are on this interview. It looks like they're mostly part of the PR team. They have a couple names at the top, but it doesn't actually specify who's answering what particular question. Anyways.
So this is the press squad. They're out here
This
selling
is pretty
the
much
game.
the press squad. Yeah, they're going to sell the game. Exactly.
Okay.
So, to lead into what we're going to talk about with the game, IGN asks, what was your most satisfying product to work on and why? Well, they said, Carmageddon 64 comes to the top. It was a real challenge to get the game working on the N64, and in the end, we actually did it.
They
actually did it.
They got it on there.
I mean, they did it.
It fits.
It is on the console. It is on an N64 cartridge. So technically, they did
Don't tip it over. It might, like, burst open.
It's all jammed in there. It's just
You don't want to know what they did to make it work.
Well, what they did was,
Yeah.
Okay, so then the next question will lead perfectly into us actually just going much quicker into talking about the game itself this time around, I think. But IGN asks, please tell us the backstory of Carmageddon 64.
Ooh.
So that is essentially them asking, what is the game about? You know, like, why is this happening? Why are cars driving around and running zombies over? Which, before I get to his answer in this is a port of Carmageddon 2 that was released for the PC. This is a port of sorts that ended up going to the N64.
Now I just assume they all sucked.
I assume. I remember Carmageddon for PC, but I was too young to really...
Yeah. I don't know. I just, when going into this, I was like, all the Carmageddons and Carmageddon 2s probably play like this. I don't know if that's true, so I guess I should say that. But
it's hard to say, right? Because, like, you know, the way that the game controlled, or games controlled, could have felt much differently on a keyboard at the time, right? Because I don't think there were really really all that many controller options for a PC.
I mean,
in the early to mid 90s,
yeah,
not much.
You could get stuff.
You know,
I mean, my dad had stuff, but like, no, you know,
not really, right? Not like today where it's like, oh, you can get this kind and this kind and plug it in and no problem, USB, boom, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Like, it just didn't.
I was playing
really
Indy 500 and F1 games with a keyboard, you know, on PC.
Yeah, I was playing old indie games, like IndyCar games. That was like my first game from like probably 94 or 93 or something. Yeah.
So what do they say that the story is about in this? Because
yes.
Yeah, I would like to know, and I've played the game. So there was lots of controversy about the game coming to a Nintendo console, because on the PC you weren't running over zombies, you were running over people. So there was a change there. And I do remember when I was younger, but these are like feral
knowing
people.
about a game where you drove around, you raced, and you hit people with your car, and it gave you points or it gave you boosts or something like that.
It gave you,
and it was this game.
It gave you a sick thrill. It was
it also did that.
It was dumb. Yeah, it was dumb, funny garbage. You know,
exactly.
It's like a Grand Theft Auto game.
Yeah, essentially it would be a version of that, the same sort of stuff. Anyways, so this is how they describe the game. Now, I will also mention that they say this takes place very soon from now. We are recording this in 2022. Apparently, this game takes place in 2026. So, everybody, get your car ready, because in a couple years, we're going to need it, apparently.
We're ready. See, the other thing that they keep in mind is that this is the communications team relaying this information. Also, that's great to know that they had to take a game and find a way to make it not be about murder on a Nintendo system, and this is what they did. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, essentially. Right. So, okay, so again, all this, sorry, big preamble and an offshoot here, but IGN asks, please tell us the backstory of Carmageddon 64. The PR team says, the year is 2026 and fatal toxins have polluted the Earth's atmosphere. Those humans lucky enough to get to the Climate Emulation Center in time live in fear of the souls left on the surface. Mm-hmm. Those souls are mutated, bloodthirsty zombies known as the undead, which is in quotes because apparently that's a special name
That's
for
what
zombies.
The person did in the room. They're like, the undead. And just exaggerated quotes like, ooh. We don't have
They're not zombies, they're undead.
Yeah. We didn't get the pause. They didn't translate that. Who? Never mind. I was going to ask who wrote the IGN article, but never mind. Or who did the interview.
Yeah, I think it's in like an archive thing, so it actually doesn't even say. It says IGN staff is who wrote it. So.
Okay.
But the solution is the world government has recruited drivers to deal with this problem called Carmageddon, which is a death race where drivers race against each other for an ultimate prize, which is a new life in sun-drenched beaches and off-world colonies.
Mm-hmm. Right. So
that is the story of this game. Or series, I suppose.
They're dangling ritzy off-world colonies in front of racers who are racing because they're bored and killing zombies at the same time.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean the zombies give you time boosts.
It's
They
true.
do give you time.
It,
So technically you're having a good
it
time.
in the game, it wasn't a crawl. It might as well have been, but it wasn't moving. It was
Pretty much.
It was a static image with no music or background of any kind.
That's right, there is no music. Yeah, so when you start the game, they sort of give you this idea of kind of what's happening.
Yeah,
But-
and there's like, well, when you start the game up, you get hit in the face with the EDM just blasting at you. And then all of a sudden the story bit happens. There's just nothing.
Five, four, three, two, one, go!
There's just dead silence. But they say that the people were just racing because they were bored and killing zombies at the same time, and that the one world government saw it and was like, "Ooh, we will use this to our advantage somehow," and the race was born. I don't
The race
understand
was born.
people.
So and that's the thing, right? And so as of this recording, just a couple days ago, I was streaming playing this game, and you were watching me play along, and we were trying to figure out as we went, really, and because you played it before that as well, before that day, is that, really, they really want you to run over the zombies or the undead, as the PR
Yeah,
team
undead.
says.
Yeah, let's get it right.
It's really just a race with wacky stuff happening, and I don't know, really, like you're all under the clock. It's like a typical race from the 90s where you have to get to checkpoints and it gives you more time, but you get more time by running over these zombies, which are not on the track. They're in other places.
They're not.
They're nowhere close to the track usually. You have to
They're
search for them.
stuck on the map for you, so you have something to hit.
Yes, yeah.
To piss off Tipper Gore? I don't know. I don't know why. See, this is the thing, is I got into this game and very quickly I was like, well, I'm not really going to research who made this game. I'm going to re-look into the story of Exidy, which is like an Atari competitor in like the coin-op days, like the Sunnyvale days, like before home consoles and shit. And so they were trying to compete with them locally. Like, I guess Pete Kaufman played Pong in Andy Capp's Tavern, supposedly, and was like, well, I got to get in on this. But they made a game called Destruction Derby, where it's very simple. You have a car. It's black and white. You drive that car into other cars and you get points.
Right.
That's really it. And then they made a deal with someone to, like, they made the game, but someone distributed it or something like that. And then when that deal fell through, they got to keep the name, and they got to basically just, not the whole game, but they got to keep the name. And they're like, well, all right, we're working on this other game. While we're doing that, let's keep putting this Destruction Derby game out. But basically they're like, we'll just swap in cars for people for stick figures and keep selling that to bide time for our real new game to come out. And parents saw it and it drove them crazy. And this is like 76. Like, this is really early on in arcades.
Really early gaming time, yeah. Wow.
And so just like, this is disgusting. And they're like, no, they're ghouls. You're running over the undead. It's fine. And so, as we all know, when parents get pissed about like a video game or something, it sells through the roof. And so they sold a bunch of machines. It became a big thing. And that's all that was going through my head during playing this game. And come to find out, oh yeah, that's totally what went down with this. The fact that this got ported to a lot of systems, let alone the 64, means
Yeah.
that like there was buzz around it and it sold because people were pissed off that you could run over people.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's totally the same thing.
How else would I have heard about this when I was like, when the first one or two came out and I was like, 7 years old or something?
Exactly.
Like that. How else would I know? There's no other way. It would be that, because no one would be able to have this. None of my friends' older brothers would even be old enough, or older siblings would be old enough to have a game like this. Like, why else would I hear about it? It's because of that. Maybe it was like, maybe I flipped through a GamePro magazine or something. I don't know, something like that. But
Right.
really,
But or just someone on the playground was like, "Oh, dude, this game like you put a
Yeah.
chainsaw on a car and kill a guy."
Yeah.
And, like there are lies about it somehow to you, and you're like, "Oh, that's so crazy! It's so much more brutal than it actually is."
oh my god, that's crazier than Carmen San Diego. I got to play that game.
Oh man, dude.
Because that's essentially what I was playing at that time, which is great too. So
I mean,
Carmen
hey,
San Diego.
pour one out for Bruderbund.
yeah. So that's interesting that you go back, because I'm trying to. You're thinking about an older game like that and sort of the story of it and everything. And every time I booted this up, and I think I mentioned it on the stream as well, was that this reminded me of Twisted Metal a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Every once in a while, because
That's what
there's
it should have
because
been.
Twisted. Yeah, well, Twisted Metal is car combat, right? I mean, that's really what it is. But there's weapons, there's guns, there's collectibles or upgrades, whatever, all that type of stuff that they've done in all the games that they've had, which they got to bring those games back. They were fun. Played the heck out of the first two with friends. But
Car combat has like a weird stigma around it. People are just like, more car combat. It's been a while.
it's been a long time since we've had one. There's, what's the one that stands out on 64? Is it? It's
I think
Vigilante.
that was the
something?
only one that got ported over, because all these games were on PS1. So like I played Twisted Metal 2 a bunch at a friend's house.
Same. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, so why it reminded me of that is because this game has a little bit of an open world-ish feel in some of the levels, and Twisted Metal is essentially a big area where you just drive around in circles and try and shoot each other. So every once in a while, I wouldn't say open world, but they want you to drive away from the track to run over these zombies and grab collectibles and do things like that. You're not just on the road. They encourage you to go off of it, whether you should or not, or whether it's worth it, or whether it's a good idea in any way whatsoever is a different story.
Yeah.
But every once in a while I go, oh, yeah, this makes me want to play a better game on a different console.
Yeah, because the way they motivate you to go hunt for time is by making the course unbearable to traverse, or
Oh my god.
you like to get a lap done, they do not give you enough time on the checkpoints or on the laps, or they make the course too long, or it just, for a section of the track you have to drive 5 miles an hour. And so
oh my god. Oh.
after a while you're just like, I'm going to have to stop every time I complete a lap and go hunt down some zombies, because I don't have enough time to finish this. So it's not like it encourages you to do that. Like, no, you can't win by killing zombies. You can, but it's much easier to just get the laps in.
Yeah, like you have to hunt down over 100, sometimes 160. We realized that you have to run over. And I think there was one of the levels, I think it is that same, I think it was a quarry is what they called it, maybe, where you start on a road and then you drive on the edge of a mountain and then you go in a cave and whatever.
Yeah.
And like that has everything in it that you just described, where you have to go stupid slow around some corners and basically do really bad platforming almost with really bad controls inside this cave so you don't fall off. And you also need to drive around and find, 100 zombies in order to make your way around 4 times. But apparently
at that point,
you can win the race
you're getting
by
really invested in the power-ups, and like you're starting to be like, okay, there's stuff here and it's useful now, but I've done 6 races and I haven't had to learn any of this.
No, and all of a sudden it's just you pick up a box. The box looks just like the one beside it, but it gives you different powers.
Yeah.
Some of them are helpful. Other ones, I can't remember what it was called, but you pick it up and basically the front of your car just goes up and down like it has huge hydraulics on it. And really all it does is screw you up. So like, what am I picking up? I wouldn't even know what it is. Like it's not like you pick up a box like Mario Kart and it spins and gives you something random. It is a specific pickup, but how do I know what it is? I don't want that thing.
Especially in the middle of a race, I don't find that charming. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to lose, which you're never going to lose. No one comes in first. I never came in second, and I did terribly on some of these.
As difficult as this game seems, it's only difficult because of the way it plays. It's not difficult because the cars or vehicles you're racing against are difficult in any way.
Or that it's contextualized as a race.
Yeah, because that's a very good point.
Even that, like, it shouldn't be. And there's there's 3 other cars in the level with you. One of those cars does not even attempt to race. It just trolls you the whole time. It follows you around and just tries to, like, I assume that they just trained it to try to go to the space where, like, your rear bumper is. So it's just constantly looking for that space, like a Pac-Man
it has
ghost.
like a magnet on the back of your car, basically the entire time.
And so, like, in order to get there, sometimes it's just bumping, front to front with you, because it's like, well, eventually the thing I want is on the other side of this car.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really weird. So it feels like they want you to think of it as a race, but it's not really. And I would rather.
It's hard. Yeah, they call them races and everything, and I think they do want you to. But, like, I don't know that it knows what the focus needs to be, because it does want you to have it as a race. There's laps, there's times, there's checkpoints, but you can also win, like we said, by killing all the zombies in the level, which I don't understand how you could possibly, 1, have enough time to find them, and 2, find 160 in any way whatsoever.
Is that what it is? All of them? You clear them all out?
If you clear them all out, you will win that particular race. But it'll take forever, and you don't have enough time.
No.
Or you can destroy the other vehicles.
Because there's a timing mechanic going on here. The only thing you're trying to beat is the clock.
It really is. Really, that is what it is.
Because you're getting 100%. Checkpoints. If you miss a check, God help you if you miss a checkpoint. You just go around again. You just do another lap if you miss a checkpoint, because you don't know which one it was.
How many times when I was playing was I like, oh, I missed a checkpoint, I'll just do the lap again.
Yeah. We're like, oh, I bet it was back here. And it's just like, dude, just keep going. Just keep going. It's not worth it.
You're living in the past, man. Keep moving. Go.
No, you'll get there. You'll just keep on keeping on, man. Because that's the other thing, is that this game is oddly charming without that. With, like, kind of, because, okay. So when I think of Twisted Metal, I think of that as like an arena. And this is more of like it's a map, because they will go back to them. Like racing games sometimes will give you a map, or even courses if you're playing like a real sim racing game. Will have different ways of doing that course. Like you'll see the same, like big long turns, but then you'll stop at a different point off of that turn, or, the course is different in some way. And so you have these levels that are like that, and they just change up where you drive on them. And that's fine.
Totally.
I'm totally okay with that. Because it lends to these just maps. I used to play San Francisco Rut. My friends and I would get on practice mode, where you have like the 999 second timer, and just drive around, because there's parking garages and things just like Mountain Dew cans hidden in them. Let's just drive around this map, and like we're in a car, and look for stuff. I can do that with a game, maybe if they don't necessarily want me to, but like I wouldn't mind doing that with this game, just trying to find like, what are all the weird things in here? I drove around the bottom of a lake for a while. I didn't do anything good, but I did it. It was fine.
So that's the thing. Like you can do that, right? Like there's something there. Like you just like there's something they could do with that. It's just the execution of it is just so poorly done. It's so unfortunate that it's just like at literally there's a pun here, but at every turn there is a problem, and there is a wall that you're hitting. Like literally and figuratively, every turn you take, there's a wall that you're hitting, or there's a cliff that you're falling off.
God help you if you hit a single piece of geometry that is not flat ground. It's horrible.
Oh
you will just like touch a wall, and all of a sudden you are driving sideways up that wall.
Up the wall. In a different direction, and like
You're like, I don't know, I can afford to lose this time because this isn't a particularly long course and no one's gonna beat me. So
no one's
whatever.
actually racing.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about the repair mechanic.
Yes, so the repair mechanic is interesting.
You're getting credits in this game.
Yeah, well, you get credits for knocking over for hitting zombies, for getting into collisions, for doing jumps, and for doing checkpoints. I think that's most of what it is.
And they stack too, like they all of these
right.
feed
There's
into
sort of
each
like a
other.
multiplier.
Like a combo score. Yeah. That also, hey, game devs out there, if you're trying to make a game that I will buy, like I just love a good combo multiplier. I just love a good like score multiplier system. Just saying.
Yep.
It's weird. It just doesn't. I don't know. I never ran out of money. Did you ever run out of money?
No, and that's what I was getting to is the fact that like you can do half a lap and have enough money to carry you through the next 4 races, basically.
Yeah.
Like it's just infinite money. So what is the point?
It's
like
weird.
If anything, get rid of the credits and just say like, okay, well, if you crash too much, you're done the race and you got to start over. Like there needs to be more than the mechanics or the way that these cars handle, and the fact that those walls you can drive up and cliffs you can fall off very easily. Those are the only reasons why this game is difficult. Like the credit system, the repair system, all of that stuff doesn't effing matter.
It doesn't do anything for you, really.
It's just another button to press on the controller, really.
Because it's asinine too. Because like you get points for hitting zombies, but zombies damage your car. Each one you hit does more and more damage to your car, and so you're like, okay, I have to farm zombies now because I'm running out of time. You're getting an absurd amount of credits that you're immediately spending to fix your car.
Immediately. Like,
It's
you're making so much. You're making so much that it doesn't matter. You just have your finger on the right bumper and you're just clicking it constantly. Right?
And that would be a mechanic that was in the original, like, or
Sure.
you know, because this is Carmageddon 2 technically.
Technically, yeah.
But you know, so by that I mean the original Carmageddon 2. But yeah. So it's just I don't know. And yeah, that's the other thing. I don't think we've really made clear how bad the steering is.
Oh,
like how bad it is to control these cars. It is awful. It is terrible. And like God, like you can't even be like, well, just use the guardrails to take me home, because then all of a sudden you're driving up the mountain. I touched
or the
piece of
guardrail
metal.
launches you into heaven, like it just.
And then that's the other thing is they want you to like make jumps and stuff from time to time, and I'm
brutal.
like, get out of here. You do not have a physics. You don't even have a physics system. How do you expect me to do that?
Oh, when you say get out of here, it reminds me that Will Ferrell and
Get out.
Oh, yeah, you get out of here. They did like an intro at like the Oscars or Globes or something like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And they pretend that they watched the movies, but they never actually did. And every movie apparently has a quote that says, you get out of here.
And
so
then the other one's
Anyways,
like,
I'll
that's a good
insert that
one.
clip because I think it's hilarious. But also go find it on YouTube. It's really funny. Kristen Wiig.
I like
that's what it is. And Will
I
Ferrell.
like
It's
the
really
one where they did that really crappy comedy awards on Comedy Central, and like Will Ferrell's movie and Adam McKay's movie won or something like that. And so they're like, well, just invite all the executive producers on up here, and like 100 people ran up. Like it was a whole gag.
good. Everyone in the comedy thing. Yeah.
God, that was like almost 10 years ago. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
just gotten
right?
worse since then, man.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Anyway, so the control really is one of the key issues with the game.
It's
like
so awful.
Like when you have a game that has tight controls, that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. This has a tight steering control that doesn't work. It's like you could. I don't even understand. Like you even when you just tap the joystick, your car just goes off into another part of the level. Like
It's like you're playing with a keyboard that has like the turbo button, and then you press left, and it just hits left like every single possible frame that it can. Like, it's wild. I don't
It's
understand.
90 degrees instantly.
Like,
Yeah,
it can't be this bad on all the other releases. Oh, no, it totally can be, because this game doesn't have to be good. It just has to be like, oh, provocative or
yeah, essentially.
whatever.
I think that's kind of like the selling point. And the last mechanic, I mean, part of it is also like the speed of the cars, and that contributes to the bad steering, the bad feel of the way things are, because it wants you to go fast until you have to do these really tight super turns that are literally impossible until you're crawling.
Even driving on the straightaway, it's like, I never have my button on the gas pedal
fully,
for more than like a second at a time.
No, you can't do it. You can't do it.
It's like,
it really wants you to go fast and feel speed, but you just can't.
No,
Like you really can't.
I don't trust the game enough to be able to like drive a car in it.
And you shouldn't, and you really shouldn't.
The
only saving grace, the saving grace with that is they do have this rewind button and mechanic.
See, that's it. There you go.
That's the one thing I think that at least it allows you to do something like that. Whether it works perfectly or not is a whole other story. It really doesn't matter how well it works, because the rest of the game is so trash, really.
This mechanic was thrown in the last 2 months. Like,
they must have realized how poorly it controlled.
This is because like they're just like, look, we can't release the game like this, because if you miss a checkpoint or whatever, like, that's it. It's over.
Come on.
You mash this button a couple times, it's really wonky. It doesn't quite know exactly how it wants this all to work, but eventually you're far enough back that, and it costs you some credits or something like that.
Something like that, yeah,
but,
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a really, really garbage version of the Forza Rewind, where like...
Oh, yeah.
I was telling you,
it's not dynamic, it's not...
Hit it a couple times. Like...
Yeah, right.
And you were hitting it once, and it was like, no, just bring me back. I'm like, no. Like, it's exactly like Forza. Just hit it a few times. And all of a sudden, you're like, oh, hey, how did I get back here? And it was like, yeah, the game knows it's that bad that it needed this.
Yeah.
It's
These guys that were talking to IGN in November, a couple months before the game came out, they didn't even know this mechanic existed at that point.
No, not at all. If they did, they would have said something. Oh, it's a revolutionary rewind feature.
Right. Which they definitely could have sold that. I mean, that's cool at the time. Why not?
Seriously, it is. But I know, it's just last minute jank. Like, it has to be.
Well, it's like an instant. It's an instant. Bring your car back 5 or 6 seconds or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And like, there's no indication where you're going to be necessarily, or why or how, or what. Like, it's just and it doesn't rewind anything else. It's just your car is placed in a different spot. Mm-hmm. Everything else is still moving around you as it would. The other cars are coming, like all of that stuff. It's not like the Forza Rewind idea where like everything in the world moves back. Only you are being pushed back.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Which in some ways can be an advantage, but there's very little reason to even have that kind of advantage in a game like this,
unless it's trash.
Well, okay.
And those other cars, they also don't matter. So whatever.
Right. One of them's also an ice cream truck that plays music. I thought that was entertaining, but then it ended up being annoying.
Right, because he was the one that kept trying to kill you the whole race, while the other two pretended
every
to
once
race.
in a while it was. Yeah, it ended up being like a horror movie where I would hear the sound in the background.
Like, oh, crap, he found me
ding,
again.
Ding, ding, I'm like, oh no, he's coming.
Or like, you haven't seen him in a while, and then he gets stuck, so you rewind, and he's right there.
Yeah, he's like, which is Twisted Metal, which is
exactly,
which is Sweet Tooth, right? That's what he is. He's a crazy ice cream whatever vehicle driver. Like, he's a clown. He's a crazy clown that drives an ice cream truck. Like, that's another reminder.
Would much rather play Twisted Metal.
Yeah, play Twisted Metal. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so before we play hopefully a better game in level 15. We will.
We'll have to come back. I need to see how this story ends.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I need some closure. I'm not gonna finish this game by any means, but I want to, one, see if how this story ends. 2, I need to see if someone's done a speed run of this because I know someone has, and I want to see.
I found one.
Just
I found
how
one. There's one out there. I found one.
Okay.
Check our show notes. There's one out there.
Okay, all right. I need to look into
very
this.
very few, but it is from I think a year or two ago, so fairly recent.
All right.
There are other crazy people out there that want to torture themselves by playing this game, so,
so good.
they are out there. So yeah,
People,
so we'll check
people
back
will
with
watch
you.
that. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah. We'll check back with you on how this story wraps because I have no idea. Because I think realistically we made it half or 3/4 of the way through before, just no.
What? Because I'm like, what could it be other than you've done it? You've driven over the dead things. You either did it great or you didn't do it great enough because they're not going to like put in a whole new level where like, oh, we end by launching the car into the one world government office and blowing, because that wasn't what in the original game. So it's just like
Right.
you did it or you didn't did it. And
Yeah.
I just need to read. I need to read this.
The one thing that I hope is the case, we're sitting here not getting to this result just yet, but I hope there are 2 endings to this game. One is you basically won races, and 2 is you hit a certain amount of zombies and killed a certain amount of zombies. So there's 2 different endings. One of them is you killed enough zombies so you can live on Earth still, and it's all okay.
Yeah,
and 2 is
yeah.
you won enough races, we're going to send you to that off-world beach area kind of thing.
Right.
I doubt it, but you
Okay,
never know.
so there you go. It's sort of a little sister thing in BioShock, sure.
Right, exactly. Okay, so we have talked about our feelings about this game, but of course, we always have to make sure we carve out a little bit of time for Nintendo Power Time. Leading into other games, we have had cover stories, we've had reviews, but we've normally had a pretty well-rounded bit of coverage about the
This
games
is
that
stuck
we've had
in the back.
in the
Isn't
first in the first dozen or so any episode that has happened before this is only featured in the month that it came out. And if you do remember at all, Nintendo Power generally, if the primary console at the time was the N64, the top rated games were at the front of that section, and all the numbers basically went down from there. And then they moved on to Game Boy or whatever else, maybe one more SNES game was out.
Flashy thing in the background of the paper. Oh, here's all the big stars this month.
Yeah, exactly.
Trot them out.
So this month, actually, looking at it, the reviews, the games aren't fantastic. So we have some choices here that we might have to pick some of these games. Looney Tunes Duck Dodgers starring Daffy Duck.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, but that's a game we're going to have to play.
I played one of those. I played one of those Duck Dodgers games on SNES. The only time I was allowed to go to one of those kids' haircut places where they let you play video games.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
If you're going to go anywhere, it's there.
Oh, right. Yeah, except for if you want a good haircut, apparently.
Yeah, so to give you an idea, that game was the highest rated N64 game from this month for reviews, and it was a 7.9.
That's
So normally there's at least one in the 8s, 9 maybe. This is June of 2000.
Ooh, that's pretty bad. I was like, I don't remember a Duck Dodgers game, but all right.
Yeah, so we're at the tail end.
We've got like a year to go on
if that,
the releases.
really, when you think about it. Yeah. So we have IndyCar 2000, that's a 7.3. And then we're going to get to the final N64 game in this issue. This is issue 133 of Nintendo Power.
Oh, no.
Carmageddon 64 has a subtitle of The End is Here, which is just so perfect. And it is a 5.7. A generous 5.7, I would say.
Who was on that one?
All right, so the comments. Chris says, the courses aren't straightforward. The action is too sparse, and it feels like you're driving a forklift at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah. It's got rear wheel steering. That's a good way to describe these cars.
I think so. Yeah, that's a good one.
Jesus. All right.
Jason says, it's like a really bad Resident Evil on wheels. Action that only a zombie could love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
right. That's a weird way to contextualize this game. Okay, yeah. Jason.
Scott says, The
Scott,
play
what's up?
control, the play control plumbs to the depths of ineptitude.
I would put that on the box, man. Come on. If you had guts, PR team from the IGN article, you put that on the box. It's too good. That's too good. That is the most backhanded thing I've ever read in a Nintendo Power.
Yeah, and it's like it's using like terminology and words that you wouldn't really expect either. Like somehow it's not simple like the other ones, but it is 100% true.
It is evocative.
Yeah, it's evocative. Yeah. And then finally, very simply put, and I think is a great way to wrap it up too, Andy says plenty of great ideas, but very poor execution.
Andy's a nice guy.
And I think that that's probably pretty much what it comes down to. Again, a generous way of saying it because depths of ineptitude is pretty harsh and pretty on point.
I think they both were spot on, and they were just at opposite ends of how much blame they were putting on the dev team. Because Andy's right. There are some good ideas in here. It's not bad. The fact that this came out in I think the original was in 97. So like the fact that they put out a game that was sort of close to car combat right as car combat games were coming out. So they wouldn't have known, as they were making this game.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't then see that and then do what everybody else did after they saw Twisted Metal and go, oh, we should make one of those. They continued to make this garbage.
Yeah. They just kept it going.
So weird. This game is so weird.
Well, I will say, man, we did it. So that's what we could say about that, is that we did it.
All right. Good pick, Titus.
Yeah, way to go, Titus. All right, so that's it for our episode. I do want to make sure that we do say thank you to our patrons.
Yes.
For contributing and helping the show grow. I have a couple of new games that are ongoing I'm going to be talking about. We're going to eventually check back in with the Legend of Zelda games on the Game Boy Color, Oracle of Ages and Seasons. I am slowly still playing through them.
Okay.
We have a sort of part 1 where I think we talked about the first 3 or 4 dungeons. And we will get back to those as well. I'm playing a bunch of things at once. I can never just play one thing, so it takes a while. So we'll be talking about that as well. But yes, so thank you for being a patron. And if anyone does want to continue to support the show, it is patreon.com/remember64show for as little as just $1 a month. Woo! And you also get a chance to get the episodes early. Yeah, what a deal, right? Like, come on.
Shout out to the patrons.
Yeah, exactly.
Deal of a lifetime.
A lifetime. Yeah. And by 2026, apparently cars are going to be hunting us down. So get out there.
So download these while you can. Yeah. Store them on an old iPod with a click wheel. Because that's you want to be cool in the post-apocalypse. You have to get like real weird with your old tech.
That's the way to go.
You know?
I think so. It's sad that now that's considered old tech, but yes, I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna be listening to my tapes on my Talkboy. Yeah,
the Talkboy. Oh, yeah, the Talkboy. Oh man, Home Alone, the best, best. Actually, I think Home Alone 2 might be the first movie I saw in theaters, or the first one I remember.
Definitely saw that in theaters. Yes.
Yeah. That was a good time. That was a damn good theater movie. Oh, Home Alone, so good. Oh, the mid '90s. But if you are going back to the mid '90s, avoid Carmageddon 64. I think that's the message we got to at this
steer
point.
Clear.
Please. Yeah, literally steer clear. But don't use the steering from this game. Just use regular steering that has nothing to do. Yeah, you're going to drive right up a wall, off a cliff, in a lake, something.
If you have to, just collide with it, because if you try and steer clear with the steering from this game, you will end up in a skybox, yes.
Exactly. And before I forget, because it just popped into my mind, it's something I always forget to do. How about we ask for a couple little ratings on the Apples and the Spotifyers?
Hey, that is like honestly one of the easiest ways to support the show. It's free. It takes little to no time. I listen to lots of podcasts, and you hear every show is just like, please. It takes no time, and it helps so much. They're all right. It does that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
please, if you got a minute, give us a
hate to be
review.
those guys and be like, oh, give us a rating or whatever, but it actually does do something. Like
Yeah.
that is it's not just one of those things you say. It is actually productive. And like you said, it's free too. So if Patreon's not your thing, a rating is write gibberish, right? Say, I don't like these guys, but give them a few stars. Like, sure, whatever. Give us your feels, whatever. But show us a
We love
rating.
you.
And we love you anyways.
And we love the 64.
Exactly.
We loved three-pronged gaming.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So as always, you could find us on social media as well at Remember64Show everywhere. That is Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok. I'm going to continue to try to stream a little bit more. It's going to be at odd times sometimes because I sometimes start my workday late, so I play games in the morning. But why not?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try and play games that are coming up as well. So look for that mostly on Wednesdays and Thursdays are usually mornings that I try to do that. So that'll be on Twitch.
What's your other show?
Oh, I have another show.
Yeah.
Actually, and now, as of this recording,
It's true.
I have 2 shows. One of them is Back in My Day, which has been going on for over 4 years now, which is insane. Clearly, we have no life whatsoever. But anyways, it's a lot of fun. Talking about anything from old games, movies, and TV shows to stuff from nowadays and relating them back and forth. So that's the gist of that. And then also, it's called the Creature Cast, which just launched in mid-2022, in the summer of 2022. It is all about current video games and current video game topics. The first couple episodes are a lot about old games and retro games and a couple of N64 mentions in there as well, because we're talking about what defined us as gamers growing up and what defined us as the people we are in the gaming community and why we love it so much. So that's where you can also find my other work. And then if I'm talking about my stuff, dude, yours.
Well, I saw you did do like a little guest spot talking about Thomas Was Alone, and I just have to say, I love that game. I love that game a lot. That game left a huge impression on me. I reviewed it for like a freelance review for a website that does not exist. Like all of my reviews from over 10 years ago are all dead. God. But yeah, that game left a huge impression on me, and I really love it. So
that's why I love indie games, is because of that game. Like that's what got me into them. So
that's great. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Play Gunpoint. That was the game I reviewed after that.
Excellent game.
That was
Excellent
a great game.
Yeah.
But I am on a Legend of Zelda podcast called Chat of the Wild, where we have been going through the series for a long time, breaking them down one dungeon per episode. It's a lot of fun. We also play Zelda likes, which we are the #1 Zelda like podcast on the internet, because nobody else gives a shit about these games, so someone has to. And that, and I'm also on Need for Speedrunning, which is a speedrun show with my boy Brad from a podcast network that I'm in, and also my boy Jay Hobbs, who is from Games Done Quick. So
Amazing.
we talk about speedruns. We had Covert Muffin on the episode I need to be editing. So he's great. He was at he was the host for the end of the latest Summer Games Done Quick, where the run ended, and there was an incentive to get an any % run of Elden Ring, which takes like 25 minutes to beat Elden Ring. But they had like $100,000 more to raise, and like he just got out there and raised like $100,000 in less than 10 minutes to keep
my God,
to keep the event going, because that would have been the end of the event if not for that.
That's epic.
Yeah, Covert Muffin's awesome. He's a cool streamer. Go look him up. But yeah,
Nice.
those are my shows. So
All right, excellent.
we love you very much. Thanks for sticking around to the very end.
Yes, thank you very much for sticking with us. Thank you, honestly, for letting us continue to do the show. That's the biggest thing here. We're having a great time. Hopefully you are too. And again, give us a review. We will be playing, hopefully, something a little bit better.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I think so.
That's the goal.
It's not going to be
Well,
hard.
I think it's only up from here. I think it's only up from here. We'll find some not so great ones.
We will be hard pressed to find a racing or zombie game on the 64 worse than this. So
There we go.
From
exactly.
here
Because
on
when you
out,
mesh them together, apparently it doesn't work.
yeah,
Doesn't
and
quite
take them apart. They're no, they don't work.
No.
This game does not work.
No. So we'll head to level 15 and beyond. Until next time, stay pixelated, my friends.